Okay, I'll show you the finishing touches on the bush bow build and a little few tips on building bush bows. Now, a lot of people, well, this is about as big as a size as you want to cut down comfortably for a bow. Not much bigger than that fits your hand, but you want to get as big as you can for strength and all that kind of stuff. Now, I tried to stain this so it would show, but nature has engineered trees to be really strong structures. They're what's called a radially laminated composite. And then they're radially laminated because the tree, everybody knows tree rings grow like that. It's like grade school biology. And it's the composite because it's cellulose is the fibers and lignin is the binding matrix. Now, a lot of people will get a bush bow, they'll cut a tree down that big, that much bigger, trying to build a bush bow, and they'll cut a profile into it like that, or they want to cut a profile and waste a lot of time and energy. But the bad thing about it is, in a little piece of stick like this, what you're doing is you're ruining all the lamination in the direction the bow wants to bend. You end up with something like this. You cut that profile in and it has the laminating going in this direction, the same direction the bow bends. That's not good. That weakens the bow, and let's say you ruin all that nice laminating. So for a bush bow, one you want to make in a hurry, leave it round. Don't hack on it. Don't take the bark off, nothing. Just leave the whole thing there. Now, you can make a bow like this with this profile, but you need a much bigger tree, that big or bigger, and you cut the profile out of the edge like that. And there's reasons you want to do that to make it lighter and maximum strength. And then that way, if you cut it out of the end of the thing, you end up with the laminating in the right direction, at right angles to what you're bending the bow. But that's if you want to do a big bow, you know, if you want, you don't want to do this. You don't want to cut down a tree that big and take all the time to carve it into a little profile like that fits in your hand, because it just takes too long. A branch about this size, leave it alone, don't touch it. Just do what I'm about to show you to do in here. Am I still running you? Okay, so first things first. You saw me cut the bow last time, and now you want to cut notches in for the bowstring. And the way you do that is you decide what's going to be the front and the back of your bow. And at the back of the bow on the bottom end, this fat end, you cut at right angles to the direction of the bow or the branch. And then you cut at 45-degree angles on the side, just like this. About half the depth of the saw, 45 like that. And then you take your knife and you carve that out with your little knife. Now it doesn't have to be this wide, I just did it this wide so it shows up really good for you guys. But it can be just a narrow bevel, that wide, so just so you can get the string in there. So that's what you do on the bottom end. You end up with something like that. And at the top end, you do the same thing. On the back side, line it up with the other side, with the bottom of the bow. On the back side, you cut at right angles, and on the sides, you cut at 45. And now, but at the top, you want to kind of make it a little smooth right from the top, like no bevel, just the same diameter, because that makes it easier to string. It makes it easier. This is the end you fasten last when you're stringing, and so you make that easier. So you want to end up with about that much slack. And on the end, the bottom end, of course, you need a fatter end, and you attach that first. And see, about that much slack so it doesn't flap off too easy. Now the bowstring, it's just an ordinary piece of cordage that you would have in your survival kit. Now my knots, I'm going to show you my all-around knot. You've seen it before when I was doing the bow reel. You take a loop like that, it's really simple, really strong knot. You pull it tight like that. You do 2 of them in a row, just like that. And that's a really good knot because it doesn't put a lot of sharp bends in the string or the cord. You can use it for fishing line. If this, say, you do the same thing for your fishing line on a smaller scale. This is the eye hook of your snap swivel. You pass it through the hole, you pull it down, all your fishing lure and stuff is hanging down below your fishing hook, the snap swivel. You pull it through, of course you make this loop big enough so your lure, whatever, you pull it through, everything through the hole, it tightens up like that, and on the small scale for fishing, that works really good for gear. Not like, you know, cut loose any line. And you can make a slip knot out of it. You just bend it like that. If you can see, put the loop into the loop, make a loop out of the loop. You put the other end through, or the end of any other string that you want to slide things on. You pull it tight, and you got a slip knot on the cord for rigging tent, that kind of thing, or a tarp. So that's about it for now. The rest of it, the bow is so big, and you notice this bow ain't nothing pretty, man. It's I got it out of a stand of Carriganas in my brother's backyard. It had the properties I need. The main property was it doesn't change much in diameter from bottom to top. Some, but you can't avoid it. And it kind of had a bow shape to start, and it's too big to show you the whole thing. I'll have to go outside and show you how to string it, all that kind of stuff. But that's next time, and we'll test fire some arrows out of it. So that's it for now. Good hunting and sweet water, my friends.